Hello everybody, welcome back to Magic Stew. This is Ixalan Hot Seat time. I'm Kyle, joined of course by the illustrious Liam Duffy. Hello sir.
I've had enough caffeine to kill me!
And I've helped him. It's refreshing. I'm actually opting for water today instead of some coffee. Gotta stay hydrated for these Ixalan Hot Seats. Remember, it's important to stay hydrated when it's hot outside. Alright, so for those of you who are joining us for the first time, here's a little bit about what we do here. Liam has selected 5 uncommons. Alright, 5. We do uncommons because they're super interesting, and there's already a lot of draft content about commons and rares. So like I said, Liam has selected 5 uncommons. I have never seen them before. I am going to pull them up one at a time. I'm going to talk about how good they are in draft, and then I'm going to give them a rating, with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the absolute best. 5 is something like Charging Monstrosaur from regular Ixalan, where it is an absolute bomb, and a 1 is something like Ashes of the Abhorrent, which is an abhorrent card, and you should never play it. Well, at least not in limited. It probably does have some implications in other constructed formats, but that's neither here nor there for today. So our first card for today is Direfleet Neckbreaker. This is 4 mana, so 2 colorless, 1 red and a black, for a 3/2 Orc Pirate creature, and it says, attacking pirates you control get +2/+0. Now, have you drafted the aggressive Black-Red Pirates deck a lot in Rivals?
I have not, but I've played against it when you had.
I love this card. This card is excellent. I rank this at a 4.5. I'm not even going to try and front with you, my dogs. No, it's a 4.5 for sure. One of the best reasons to get into the aggressive Red-Black Pirates deck in this format is Direfleet Neckbreaker. Yes, it is a little vulnerable to removal spells, like Moment of Craving, for example, but a lot of times you can let this sit back and it turns every single one of your pirates into a legitimate threat. There are a ton of 1 mana, 1/1 pirate dorks in this set that get a ton better with Direfleet Neckbreaker. And speaking of some energetic dorks, we have Owen Duffy in the background, who is supposed to be sleeping, but
He's the nap pirate.
don't tell nobody.
Please continue, and I will go handle the
Yes, please do, my friend. But Direfleet Neckbreaker is a fantastic card. Joel Larson, or Yoel Larson, however you'd like to pronounce that, actually just did an article on all of the draft archetypes for channelfireball.com, and he concluded that this card right here is actually one of the main reasons, if not the best reason, to get into the red-black aggressive pirates deck, and I have to conclude with his statement. I think this card is a phenomenal card. It is probably a 4.5. I'll give it a 4.5 in the black-red pirates deck. If you're not in the black-red pirates deck, this isn't worth splashing for, but in the decks that you want this card is absurdly strong. So please, again, don't sleep on this. It's also pretty easy to get too. Especially now that we have those Fathom Fleet emissaries to help tutor up really powerful pirates like this one. And of course, there's some obvious other pirate synergies that you can use with this. It's a great target for your Pirates Cutlass. You know, it triggers your Lightning Rig crew, a lot of other really great stuff. So, again, Direfleet Neckbreaker gets a 4.5 from me. And we're going to wait a little bit for Liam to come back, and we'll do the next one.
Kyle, if you want to pause it for a minute, I've got to change his diaper.
We'll pause for a minute while Liam changes diapers. Fatherhood. How you guys doing? You guys doing good? Yeah? I'm glad I don't have to change diapers. My girlfriend does have like 4 cats. 3 cats? 3 cats. So, I don't have to deal with human excrement, but I do have to deal with a metric boatload of cat fur. Cat hair? Is it fur or hair? I never really know. But anyway, yeah, I spent a solid like 20 minutes yesterday with my coat and the lint roller. The glory of cats. Am I right? I was gonna say. Comment below if you have cats. I guess I don't technically have cats. I guess she is the one who has cats. But I feel like I have cats. I could probably make a cat out of all of the cat fur that I have managed to accumulate on my clothing or my person. All right.
Owen is very jealous because we are shooting a video. And it's his nap time and he can't be a part of it.
So jealous to the point where he decided to evacuate all of the contents off his bowels. Well played, Owen. Well played. You really get the whole gamut of the 3-year-old experience. I feel like, you know, we're not here. We're not out here sugarcoating it for you.
No.
It's
Well,
not
we haven't
all-
had any tantrums on the camera yet.
No, we haven't. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure we're due for one.
Maybe.
It's our 1,000 subscriber special. It's going to be nothing good. It's just
I
going to
think
be
I
Owen throwing
edited
a
one out of an
tantrum.
earlier video, but I don't
Yeah.
remember for sure.
Yeah, it might have been. Well, there you go, folks. It's not all sunshine and baby Einstein.
Mm.
All right. You ready for the next card?
Mhm.
All right, my friends. Our next card is Blazing Hope, which is 1 mana, 1 white for an instant. Blazing Hope says, exile target creature with power greater than or equal to your life total. This card is utter garbage. This is a 1. Honestly, I'm not even sure if it deserves the 1. So there's a lot to, not even a lot to unpack as to why it's bad. So in order for this card to be even playable, notice I didn't say good, playable, you actually just need to have your life as low as humanly possible, and by that point you're usually dead anyway. Yeah, this is worth less than a basic land. I'm going to actually rescind that score. That's a 0. This is a 0. This card is
Is that our first 0?
utter garbage. I believe it's our first one from Rivals.
Hmm.
I am not positive it's our first one from the Ixalan Hotseat in general.
You know, I often wonder,
Trash.
with a really bad card, do the illustrators that do it feel bad that their art is on a bad card?
I don't know.
Clint Searley, did you ask for double pay knowing that it was going to go on this card? I'd love to know.
It sucks because the art is sweet.
It is.
The art is like some like big. It looks like the guy who had a form of. It's a big vampire. No, it's. What is this?
I'm not sure, but it's
It is a
cool.
dude. It looks
being
like a.
shredded. It's somebody being
It looks like
shredded.
one of the
by-
dudes like has like he has the Sun Empire necklace and headdress, but he has like claws and vampire wings, and he's just getting just disintegrated, man. And it's awesome looking art, but the card is utter trash. It gets a 0. I'm not even gonna place it on the table. It doesn't deserve it. It doesn't deserve it. Back to being thrown.
Exile.
Exile this card from my memory banks. I have too many important things in there. I don't need to remember that card. It's garbage. Our next card is Mausoleum Harpy, which is 4 and a black for a flying harpy creature with 3/3, so power 3 and toughness 3. It has Ascend, so if you control 10 or more permanents, you get the city's blessing for the rest of the game. And then whenever another creature you control dies, if you have the city's blessing, you put a +1/+1 counter on Mausoleum Harpy. I like this card quite a bit, actually. I have been drafting much more grindy, sort of Abzan style decks, or junk, as I prefer to call it. And I really like these sort of grindy flyers.
Mm-hmm.
Matches and Rivals at Ixalan are a lot slower than regular Ixalan, and a lot of times it's going to come into a game in the air, or whoever can sort of eke through as much damage as humanly possible. And Mausoleum Harpy is not a bad draw.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that. And getting Ascend in this format is pretty easy.
Yeah.
Granted, do I rank this higher than something like Sun-Crested Pterodon, which is a card that I absolutely love now? That was a card that started as like a 12th pick at first, and then it was like, oh, maybe this is a 6th pick, and now I've been splashing for it in a number of my decks that don't have white. The card is worth splashing for, because a 2/5 Vigilance Flyer is actually insane. And while Mausoleum Harpy I don't think is as good, I think they both deserve close to the same grade. So I'm going to give Mausoleum Harpy a 2.5. I think it is a perfectly serviceable card. I would be happy to have it in my black decks. I don't know if I'd wind up splashing it, but I could. I could see myself doing so if I needed like a finisher or something to help grind out the game. I do like Mausoleum Harpy. 2.5 I think is solid for it.
Cool.
Again, when you're drafting Rivals of Ixalan, make sure you have some way to punch through damage. Whether it's something like Mausoleum Harpy or Slippery Scoundrel or Sun-Crested Pterodon, something. But just make sure that you've got a way to punch through damage, because it is very important in this block.
But I don't know. This might shift my question from our Centaur women hot to our Owl women hot.
No. Did you play Pharaoh's block?
No,
There were so many
I did not.
harpies, and they were all scary.
Yeah.
They were all like
Well, they're supposed to be.
if you took like Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen and like
Uh-huh.
you twisted them together, like you just took them in a vice and just twisted them together and then gave them wings, and then they lost like 100 pounds collectively.
So they'd be like
Like a 50,
negative 3 pounds.
like they'd be like 60 pounds. I'm just like
right.
just it's not pretty.
Hey, that does it for some people.
We're never gonna get a preview card. Sorry, fans. We wish.
I mean, we could
Maybe.
be good from now on.
Yeah, we'll try it. All right, our next card, Famished Paladin, is 2 mana, so 1 white and 1 colorless for a 3/3 vampire knight creature. It says Famished Paladin doesn't untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, untap Famished Paladin. I actually like this card. I will never use it in like an aggressive deck. Like if I'm in red-white, this card is just bad. Even if, there's still some serviceable ways that you could attack in with it. There's a lot of combat tricks like Moment of Triumph. It gives you 2 life. If you can make vampire tokens reliably. If you've got something like Squire's Devotion. So there's a lot of ways to untap Famished Paladin. So this can be a surprisingly reliable attacker in some decks and in some situations. But I personally like this card a lot in my more defensive decks. Like if I'm trying to draft like a white, black, grindy sort of vampires deck, I love Famished Paladin. I mean, he'll sit back on defense, and then if they want to waste a premier combat trick on the guy that I can't attack with anyway, sure. But a lot of times the 2 mana 3/3 just blanks whatever they've got and gives you time to set up stuff. Whether it's, you're getting your value out of your Vampire Conquistadors, or you're setting up good attacks with your Suncrested Pterodon, or you're finding ways to put those +1/+1 counters on your vampires, or you're tutoring for vampires with your Dusk Legion Emissary. Famished Paladin gives you the time that you need to set that stuff up, or just buys you time to get Ascend so your Dusk Chargers can get bigger. Famished Paladin is not like a great card on his own. He's what we would call like a role player within your deck. He's less Michael Jordan and more Spud Webb, as it were. Chicago Bulls references. Basically, he helps assist your win conditions and assist you in getting there. I'm gonna give him a 2.5 as well. I think it's just a solid average score. But again, there's a lot more utility to this guy than you might think. Certainly a lot more utility than you might think to a card like Famished Paladin. I wish there was like a cool tap effect too. Like I wish we had something like Quicksilver Dagger in this set. Speaking of Modern Masters 25, because then you could like tap Famished Paladin and then gain some life, and then untap Famished Paladin, and then there's some cool ways you could. I'm glad they didn't go whole hog on that, but I just thinking could be cool. But Famished Paladin gets a 2.5 from me. And our last card for Ixalan Hotseat. You ready for this, Liam?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm just gonna take a look at this god-awful Blazing Hope again, just to remind myself how much I hate it. All right, our final card.
Holy shit, that's Jar Jar Binks.
It does look like Jar Jar Binks. It's Crested Herdcaller, folks, which is 3 colorless, 2 green for a 3/3 dinosaur creature with trample. And it says when Crested Herdcaller enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token with trample. I love this card. This card is a first pick quality uncommon. It is head and shoulders above. Let's see, I gave Dire Fleet Neckbreaker a 4, right? Did I get a 4 or a 4.5?
You were still talking about it when I went back to change
Right.
it, so I'm not sure.
I was going to say, I believe I lost track of my scores as well with the diapers, but that's okay. I think Crested Herdcaller is... If I did give Dire Fleet Neckbreaker higher than a 4, I would like to rescind it to a 3.5. I think I was wrong on Neckbreaker a little bit. No? You don't think?
No, Neckbreaker's a great card.
Well, the problem is, like, rating these in a vacuum is always difficult. Because I'm always... When we look at hot seat stuff, and this is something that could be helpful for you guys, the score of a card is going to change based on when you're selecting it, and I think that's very important, right? For example, if it's a first pick between something like Crested Herdcaller and Dire Fleet Neckbreaker, I'm more likely to take the Herdcaller because it keeps me in one color as opposed to going into 2. But if I'm a couple black cards deep into a draft, Dire Fleet Neckbreaker, you should say that.
You almost said
fast.
Nutbreaker, didn't you?
I don't know what I was trying to say, to be honest. I feel like that kid who's like, how many wood should a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck had nunchucks?
How many chucks could Woody tickle?
As a sidebar, why was there not a woodchuck with nunchucks and unstable? Looking at you, Watsy. Give me my woodchuck with nunchucks. Anyway, I'd give Crested Herdcaller a 4, actually. I think this card is really stellar. Nope. 3.5 as well. I'm going to give both of these a 3.5. They're close. 4 into the 5 range is... It's tough to break into. You know what I mean? Like, when you get into that 4 range, we're starting to look at stuff like Dusk, our Champion of Dusk, River's Rebuke. Really, really stellar stuff. But Crested Herdcaller is great, and there's so many good things that you can do with this. God forbid you've got ways to reoccur this, whether you're in blue-green and you're able to bounce the Crested Herd Caller. That's insane. You can get some additional value out of it. The fact that you're getting 2 bodies with trample is even better. It's great when you're behind. It's great when you're ahead. It's great at board parity. Recover is a card that I've found myself playing more and more of in this block. And being able to recover something like Crested Herd Caller. Like, let's say your opponent comes in, they attack, you offer trades with Crested Herd Caller on its token, you kill 2 of their creatures, the following turn you recover your Crested Herd Caller. So you've drawn a card and essentially got 2 creatures back.
But
the
wait,
price of 1.
that's not all.
But wait, there's more. Order now.
When you cast Crested Herd Caller, we'll send you another 3/3 trample dinosaur.
Wow, look at that value. This is the flex take of Rivals of Ixalan. But I give it a 3.5 as well. Again, super stellar card, really strong. Just an amazing card. And it's great with a bunch of other stuff too. Strength of the Pack is great with this card. God forbid you have something like Savage Stomp with this card, because they've already got trample. They're both dinosaurs. There's some good synergy. The fact that you can tutor this up too with like Emissary of the Sun Empire. There's just so many good ways, so many good things that you can do with this.
Put down
card.
a land that turn, you cast that, you're 3 closer to the City's Blessing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about City's Blessing because there's just so many other ways that this kills your opponent and gets you value. But yeah, you're absolutely right too. Like on turn 4, if you go land and this card, you have 7 permanents, assuming that you have nothing else that you've played for the previous 4 turns. So that's highly unlikely. So again, Crested Herd Caller gets a 3.5. But yeah, it's important to talk about these things. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that. That's been Ixalan Hot Seat. That was fun.
Yeah.
Except for Blazing Hope.
Yeah.
I don't
And
even.
the diaper thing, that wasn't
And
so much
the
fun.
diaper thing wasn't great.
But, like and subscribe, because I'm out of coffee and we're out of cards.
That's true. Enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful day.